Okay, here we go. Matburn, episode 2, with your host, Joshua Hinger, and my co-host.
Do you really go by Joshua when you're do you introduce yourself as Joshua?
Never. No, never. Actually, I'm Josh. I prefer Josh.
Don't call him Joshua, guys. That's weird.
You know what I don't appreciate?
Joshua was a school bully.
Is that true?
Yeah, it was actually my biological father's stepson. His name was Joshua, and he always bullied me.
Sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, it was actually my first introduction to any sort of like grappling. He really liked WWE wrestling. And he would I was like small, and he was like 5 or 6 years older than me, and he would pick me up and like slam me.
He was always trying to like spike you on your head.
Yeah, he did spike me a few times.
Is that called the DDT?
Yeah, he'd DDT me on the futons in Hawaii.
What's the one, the Boston Crab, when you put them on their belly?
Yep.
You bend them backwards?
You can do that in jiu-jitsu. It's legal because you can go for ankle locks and then Boston Crab them from the ankle lock.
But you can't turn into the foot that you're holding. You got to turn.
Yeah, you have to strategically Boston Crab them to the right, the proper side, so you don't get DQ'd by IBJJF refs.
And what's the one you grab their head and then you drop down and you land on your
It's
butt?
RKO.
The RKO.
Yeah.
What the fuck does RKO mean?
I'm not sure what it stands for, but it's a certain guy. I think the guy's name is like Randy something who's made the RKO infamous.
Tell me more about Joshua though.
Okay, so
Joshua the bully.
He was a bully.
Because wait a second, you have another Joshua who's a bully in your life right now, and that's me.
Yeah.
The Matt bully.
You like to call yourself that, but I think I bully. You remember when our bullying came to a head that one day?
You made the announcement publicly that I'm your Matt bully.
Yeah, but I just say that to just like throw you a bone. Like, guys, pay attention to Josh.
You're trying to make me feel better. Okay.
Like Josh knows.
Hey,
like,
look at you being patronizing again. Every episode, it seems like you decide to be a little bit patronizing.
Well, you asked. I didn't want to ruin the illusion, but then you asked.
Okay. Anyway.
I was just gonna let you believe that I actually think you're my Matt bully.
Okay,
but I don't feel bullied.
So when did the Matt bullying come to climax?
That's an interesting word to use, but
was it the day that you and Andy were in the same group and you tried to fuck me up and you couldn't?
No, that was not the day.
Oh, that was different.
That was a different day. That was when I saw you being a Matt bully to other people.
I was not being a bully. Andy was bullying me.
And you got but did you remember what you said though? I don't want to put you on blast, but you can say what you.
We don't want to talk about this.
You can say what you say.
I was having a bad day.
Everyone has bad days.
And
it's
I said
okay.
some really mean things to everyone.
But it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. You said
mean.
You brought him into the group and he just plays guard.
Because I wanted to work on my wrestling. I was trying to work on my wrestling, and Andy would just pull guard. I was getting really pissed off. I was like, man, I was going to fight Lovato, and I knew we were going to have a wrestling battle, and I wanted to wrestle.
So of course you want to wrestle Andy.
No, I didn't even want Andy in our group.
One third the side. Okay, that was the issue.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't even want Andy in our group. I wanted Andy to go to a different group, and I wanted someone bigger, right? Because Lovato's tall, and you're tall, so it was good. And
that's interesting because remember, you said one of the reasons that going back, like, because we're going to keep talking about this forever probably, you said one of the reasons that I was not a team player at Autis is I didn't help you train for the Lovato match. But it right here is proof.
Yes.
Is proof I was on the mats helping you train.
Yeah, that one
So
day.
you're a liar.
That one day.
So you referenced that multiple times that I didn't come help you train for the Lovato match. But I did.
But I would have appreciated you more more than one day.
I was there more than one day, Josh. We talked about it so much.
I don't think that's true.
Yes, obviously I was there more than one day.
Prove it.
Because we talked about it. Whatever, dude.
Prove it.
I don't need to prove anything to you.
Where's the proof?
I don't need to prove anything
Tell
to you.
me more about Joshua the bully.
Joshua, he was my stepbrother, and he would bully me, and one day he DDT'd me off the bookshelf. And I hurt my neck really bad, and
and that's why your neck is permanently fucked up, and that's why you always cry about your neck when we train together.
Yeah, and I was in a one of those braces.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You were in a neck brace.
I got put
because
in a neck
of Joshua,
brace,
your stepbrother.
It was just a bad sprain, but yeah.
Where's Joshua now?
He's not doing so well.
He's in jail?
Yeah.
Because what happens to bullies? Bullies go to jail.
So he actually ended up being like a criminal. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Joshua is in jail?
I think so. I don't know. I don't really stay in touch with him.
Take note, kids. If you're a bully, you're on.
But it's just kind of shows though that the type of person to do stuff like that, like aggressive physical things, usually ends up in like not a great spot.
Yeah, because they got some.
They have some issues deeper within. It's manifesting through their physical violence.
Yeah, they're insecure.
Yeah.
Insecurity I think insecurity is the root of all evil.
Speaking of, it was just Father's Day recently. Did you talk to your dad?
Of course, I talked to my father. I went home, took him to lunch, we hung out. My dad's a bit of a character. Have you met him?
Briefly.
He's
I
a
know
character.
he doesn't look like you at all.
No, he's a character. He's full of tattoos, long hair, beard,
yeah.
goatee, rides a Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
We're pretty much opposites.
Yeah.
Opposites.
You're like a book nerd who's also a bully. You drive like a Honda Fit.
I do not
You drive like a
Honda
Rio.
Fit.
What is that? Like
It's a Honda Civic SI with a turbo, and it's faster than your car.
Okay. Can't argue with that.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, look. The truth is, we should be talking about jiu-jitsu, not my car.
It doesn't matter what we talk about.
But my car is already too fast for me. Like,
Really?
I already get myself in a lot of trouble. I catch myself going 90 all the time.
Really? Is it one of those things where it's like your foot is just relaxed and then it just starts going 90?
Yeah.
I know how that is.
Yes.
I'm actually downsizing. I'm switching to Tesla.
Are you?
Going electric, yeah.
I respect that.
So I'm trading in my car. I have a muscle car, and I'm trading it in for a Tesla, the smallest Tesla, the Model 3, because I just feel like we all owe it to the environment at this point.
Don't get me started on the environment.
Are you a believer or a non-believer?
It's almost a fact at this point.
Uh-huh.
When 99.9% of all scientists on Earth agree that this thing is happening, and there's a few scientists who disagree, but it also so happens that they're in the pocket of the corporations,
Right.
the big oil
It doesn't
corporations,
really make sense.
right? So that sometimes oil corporations will fund research projects for scientists to create doubt on the happenings of climate change.
Mm-hmm.
But science is all about, here's the thing about
Have you
science.
ever heard like the I don't know the term for it, but like the random dudes that you talk to about this, their little reasons for it not being true?
It's crazy.
Like the stuff they say?
It's crazy, yeah.
Like we've already been like the temperature has gone through this
Earth cycles.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Earth
Earth
cycles.
cycles.
And but they never mention like, listen, that's like over the course of millions of years.
Yeah, but
This has happened in the last like 100 years.
The scientists dig out ice cores out of the Earth, and
Right.
they have evidence about the Earth cycles, and they're saying what's happening right now is not cyclical; it's entirely too fast.
Yeah.
It's happening way too fast. The climate change is happening.
So there was another thing recently that it was an article that NASA posted actually. They were talking about how there's actually been more snowfall in Antarctica this year than any other year prior for like the last 200 years or something. But anti climate change people are like saying, see, there's so much more ice, like there's more snow than ever, but really all that's happening is because the temperature is rising, it's creating more humidity in the air, so fresh snow is falling, but the overall ice of Antarctica is like just
So that's
diminishing.
why it cannot be. That's why to call it global warming is inaccurate. It's
Right.
not about global warming, although the ocean is warming. It's called climate change because the climate is going to become more drastic in both directions.
Yeah.
More severe winters, more severe summers, more severe droughts, more severe hurricanes. Everything is just going to get stronger. It's basically just fucking Earth getting super, super strong and fucking us all up.
Yeah.
And
I mean, she can try.
she can try, yeah. It's not. I don't think humanity.
Stand up to the best, you fall down like the rest.
I don't. In my opinion,
We're gonna
humanity.
fuck this Earth up if she tries anything.
Humanity won't end, but there will probably be some massive migrations and death.
That's the problem. Like in India right now is going through some
hot
seriously.
as fuck.
It's like getting hot, and they're
Right.
like, I don't think a lot of these countries realize what's going to happen when these people need to find a new home.
So elderly people are going to die more sooner, right? They can't deal with extreme temperatures, and resources are going to become more scarce. Food is going to be more difficult to grow.
Yeah.
Although we are genetically modifying food to be more resistant to fucked up weather.
Okay, but that's also bad.
Anyways,
for
I
other
wanted to
reasons.
bring this point up really quick because science.
But I want to say something first before we get into this. I just want to say I'm doing my part, and I'm switching to an electric vehicle, and I'm also installing solar on my home.
Good.
So I will be off the grid, kind of, except for water.
Are you recycling your cans?
I recycle everything, including my own feces. I'm just kidding. Composting.
The funny thing is, I actually do compost, and I know you're not allowed to put feces in compost.
Why not?
Because it has bad bacteria.
But I mean, isn't it natural?
It has bad bacteria.
Bad.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's the bacteria that your body is expelling because it doesn't want it.
But it doesn't fertilize anything?
No, because think about it. If your body is expelling this,
Okay, what about animals' feces?
also
bad?
Depends.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it depends. They use cow
I
manure.
don't buy it. I don't buy it.
They use cow manure for fertilizer. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, but think about human feces. Our body pushes this shit. Literally pushes this shit. Pushes this shit. Stop being a child. pushes the shit out of our body. So that means our body doesn't want this stuff. And so why would we put it into our food that we're going to try to eat again because our body doesn't want it?
I mean, isn't it just like...
I wanted to go back to the climate change deniers. Okay.
Yeah, climate change deniers.
Science is like jujitsu. Okay.
Okay.
You with me, Sid?
I do know jiu-jitsu.
Okay. So imagine you come up with a guard, some stupid animal guard, right?
Okay.
Named after some
climate change
some
guard.
stupid animal. And I, as your competitor, will try to come up with something to beat your guard, right? And then you'll come up with something to try to beat my counter to your guard, right? Okay. That's how jiu-jitsu evolves, right? Okay. This is just like, where omoplata came from, because people kept on popping their head out of triangles or whatever. Science is the same way. If you come up with a study saying one thing, it's my job to try to fuck you up.
True.
In science. I'm going to try to fuck you up with my science. And I'm going to say, look.
That's a really good point that I think a lot of people don't realize.
People don't realize scientists
That's the whole point.
Are competitive with each other.
They have to try and contradict each other because that's how you find the truth.
And whoever kind of wins the battle.
The strongest hypothesis,
Right. If you have some evidence and I can disprove, not disprove, but I can.
So frustrating.
Fail to support your evidence.
So the general community,
I become famous.
Right. The general community is just seeing one side or the other and be like, they can't even agree on it, when really that's just a scientific method.
Yeah, they have to try. They have to try to.
So you kind of just have to trust like the overall.
So if you come up with a study that says, okay, the oceans are getting warmer and the ice caps are melting, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta disprove that.
Right. You have to find everything wrong with it as you can to try and like find the other side of the story.
And that's what's failing to happen, is scientists cannot disprove what's happening. I don't like to use the word proof, because proof doesn't exist in science. It's about evidence and support.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Proof is just an easy word to use. But, yeah, you cannot prove something in science. You can only fail to disprove it. And they're not.
It just has to be accepted until new evidence is introduced.
They are failing to disprove it. They're trying to disprove it, and they're failing. So that's more support for the fact that the climate is changing.
Right. I think anyone that does an ounce of research on their own, rather than just listening to like memes and social media to get their information from, will see what is proven or disproven. So
I went to graduate school at Indiana University at the School of Public and Environmental Affairs, and they're ranked number 3 in the nation for environmental science research. So I was working with these professors who were experts in this, and they have literally mountains of data, just mountains of it.
So why do you still drive a gas car then?
It's highly efficient. It's a Honda Civic. It gets like 40 miles a gallon.
All I'm saying is if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, Josh.
I recycle everything. I even collect bottles and cans in my house in different trash cans, and I take them to the recycling center myself because I want to make sure it gets recycled, because I don't trust throwing them in the recycling dumpster. That's how much effort I put into it. And I get $20 per bag of,
Really?
Not per bag, but like if I take 3 bags of plastic bottles, it's like $20.
That's pretty good.
And it's like the recycling center is right around the corner from my house.
Cool. Well, just a friendly reminder for everyone to be environmentally conscious.
Yeah, do your part.
And now we can move on to jiu-jitsu.
I forgot we're even on video.
Oh yeah, we're on video as well.
Yeah. So
this is the new background that we've set up. I have my little control station here. Waters are. Get these out of the frame.
Hey, I just want to say thanks to everyone who sent us messages and gave us.
Yeah, the first one was received so well.
Can you stop interrupting me, motherfucker?
That's how we do it here. Go ahead. It's almost like we're one person. So it's like when you speak, I instantly can see where you're headed with it. So it's like my brain just jumps in to be like, finish your sentence.
Yeah, but it's rude to interrupt.
But it's like because we finish each other's.
Okay, we're not star-crossed lovers. Okay, we're just buddies. All right, just so we're clear.
All right.
Anyways, I want to talk more about insecurities.
I thought we were thanking the fans.
What's that?
I thought we were thanking the fans.
Well, thank you to the fans for the support. Thank you for all the positive messages. I really warmed my heart.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have encouragement to do. This is a new venture.
They were messaging you. I didn't get any messages.
That's because you probably don't look at your messages.
Yeah.
And I do.
I saw the YouTube comments. And
I respond to everyone who messages me. Even if it's just a thumbs up, I respond.
Really?
I try to respond to everyone.
Even if I does that like sending a heart?
Yes.
Okay.
Liking the comment is a response.
Okay.
Right. If someone sends me a DM, I will like it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the feedback people give.
Yeah, that's good.
Except for the idiots. Just every now and then there's an idiot.
You know what I do on Instagram and social media, which I think everyone should incorporate, is like social media is such a toxic place already just because of it, how it exists.
It's fucking true.
It's so toxic already.
Super toxic.
That most of the comments are positive. Like, why is it such a toxic place when most comments are encouraging? Like, anytime someone writes on your stuff, 99% of the time it's a positive thing, right?
Yes.
Unless you're Dylan Dennis, who's got like more of like a 50-50 positive. Actually, more it's like a 70-30 negative to positive.
Yeah, like 80% of his comments.
If you want to, like, if you think you have it bad on Instagram, look at Dylan Dennis's comments. It's insane. Like, there's no way you can read them.
No, don't look at the comments he makes. Go to his account and read the comments.
That's what I'm saying.
On his posts.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
And there's about 1,000 comments usually, and 800 of them are pure hate.
It's so bad. It's terrible.
Just hate.
Yeah, I can't believe it. But anyway, so on my post, like, it's pretty rare to get a negative comment, but every once in a while someone puts a negative comment, right? Says something stupid.
Yeah.
I have it, like, I run my Instagram page like dictatorship. Like, if you say something bad once, you're exiled forever. I block people constantly. Like, so that my Instagram experience is just entirely positive. Yeah. So anyone that ever writes negative things about me, I instantly just block them. Private profile, I don't care. Block it instantly. There's probably like 40 or 50 people that I've blocked so far, and I never get negative comments.
It's a great strategy.
It's so great.
Filter your friends. Yeah.
But it's better for your own mind, so you don't have to worry. Like, if you want to post something, you don't have to worry about people's, like, what are they going to say about it this time? No, just block those people, because it's a very select few people that do that. So you can get rid of them. So
basically, I should block you.
I never comment on your posts.
You definitely talk a lot of shit
in person, not on Instagram. Okay. To you, I actually always glorify you on Instagram, as you have seen.
Good.
Yeah.
As you should.
Well, I
passed your guard.
Yep. Wait, what? When?
I passed your guard.
When?
In American Nationals. We watched it on episode 1.
Oh yeah.
Everyone saw it. The whole world saw it.
That was the only time too. Never in training.
Only 5 people have ever passed your guard in competition.
Not 5? That's
6?
Generous.
6.
Yeah, probably around there.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Anyways, I totally had something to say and I forgot.
It was the ego or insecurities in jiu-jitsu. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the problem. People are insecure as fuck, and I feel like the people who hate the most are the most insecure. They're not happy people, right? They see someone doing something that probably they love, right? And they're envious, or they want. Maybe their life just sucks. I don't know. Maybe they're miserable. Maybe they have a miserable life, miserable job, miserable marriage, and they want to drag everyone else down to their level. And it sucks. I try to keep my messages positive always, because insecure people piss me off.
Yeah. So I'll block their messages too. If I get a mean message, I'll block them permanently just for sending me messages.
So someone made a kind of a dickhead comment on one of my posts like 4 posts ago, and then I blocked him. Right? I deleted it. I blocked him. Because like my post that I made was totally positive. Like, there was no reason to hate on it. Like, I don't understand where this guy was coming from. So what that guy did, he went on to Reddit. He posted on a Reddit thread.
Is this why you hate Reddit? One of the reasons?
I'm not going to say that I hate Reddit publicly, but
why not?
I just don't like to go there.
Okay.
Don't deviate.
Okay.
So he goes on Reddit. He writes that I blocked him. And I guess he was like pissed off that I blocked him, or he thought it was shitty that I blocked him, but I don't know why he thought that, because clearly he was being a dickhead.
Yeah.
So, and then he writes about what I wrote about, but he changed what I wrote. Like, I wrote one thing, and he changed what I said, and then talk shit about it.
Yeah.
And that happens all the fucking time. Where people take a message, a post that you make, they change what you said, so it's no longer accurate, and then they talk shit about it. So how do you battle with that? How do you deal with that?
So I have a great example of this happening to me.
Okay.
This happened to me on Reddit as well. I've had a Reddit. I'll actually show you guys in a second. I'll find the thread. But basically, a long time ago, I did a seminar in Germany or Denmark or I was going through Europe and on a seminar tour, and I went to the Globetrotters camp that they had. And it was in this, like, I don't know. I don't remember which city it was in. But basically, there was like 160 people there, like 200 people there that day. They had done a few seminars that day, and I was like the final seminar of the day, or like something like that. And I go in and I teach the seminar, and what I like to do at my seminars is I teach, and then at the end I try and roll with as many people as possible. So I set up like a guard passing game situation. I just stay in the middle the whole time, regardless of if I lose or win, I'll stay. And then I record them a lot of the times, and then I'll post them on YouTube for people to watch, right? Just people like watching you roll with people. The people like watching jiu-jitsu, whatever. So I posted this video, and it was from a long time ago, and some guy like brought it up and posted on Reddit, and then a guy who was there, a black belt, went on Reddit and made a big post about what an asshole I was, because he said that I didn't tell anyone that I was going to be filming it, and I secretly filmed it. And like, if he had known, he would have tried harder and not, because he was embarrassed at how bad he did against me. And he like talked about how all these different ways that I had like secretly like tricked them into like going easy against me so I could look better on camera, as if this guy could like do anything against me anyways.
Right.
So it's like actually hilarious how much I owned him on this.
Should we pull it up?
Oh, we're gonna pull him up, and I'm gonna show you what he looks like. Because this guy is a total idiot, dude, and he posts instructional videos all the time. He's just like such a. It's probably, this is what Gordon does. Oh, we're not supposed to talk about Gordon. Shit, we gotta cut it. But this is what people do. Like, this is why you can't create witch hunts on the internet. But let me try and find it. I don't want to log in.
Okay, so while we're talking about insecure people,
Yeah,
I was in Mexico recently, right? Down in the Yucatan.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of friends in Yucatan, and it's cheap to fly there. If I cross the border, go to Tijuana, I can catch like $100 flight to Yucatan, hang out. And so, anyways, I know some people down there, and so like, you remember like a month ago when someone stuck their finger in my eye?
Yes.
So not when I got kicked recently, but the time before that, I got eye gouged. It happened from this guy. He's a brown belt named Horacio. Okay. And so Horacio trains at this gym, and the gym has a head instructor who's a black belt, and there's owners of the gym, right? And so Horacio wants to bring out Richie Martinez, Boogeyman, 10th Planet, for a seminar, right? Richie's either half Mexican or full Mexican, speaks like perfect Spanish, right? So of course he'll be able to give a great seminar in Mexico. And Horacio, the brown belt, he goes to the owners of the gym and asks for permission to bring Richie out for a seminar. And they say, yeah, of course. Bring him out. It'd be great. And the black belt instructor, his name, Ricardo, I think. Don't quote me on that. He got upset that they bypassed him. That Horacio went straight to the owners of the gym and didn't ask permission. So he got really angry and he quit. And he left. He quit his job. Doesn't want to teach there anymore, and he left and went to a different gym completely. And I just thought to myself, that's kind of crazy. Why would you get upset about that? Like, Richie's a really great competitor. He has like super cool jiu-jitsu. It's very unique,
Mm-hmm.
I trained with this guy before, and I know that Richie definitely has a lot of jiu-jitsu that he could show these guys. And so, and it's like, he doesn't have to do anything. Like, he's not the owner of the gym. He's the head instructor, or he's being paid to teach there. And the owners are going to pay to bring out a high-level competitor. And he got upset about that, and he quit.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it. Why? They're giving you a gift.
Maybe
they're bringing you a really good black belt competitor who's like, good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, we see this happen over and over again with people who are thrust into positions of authority when they're not emotionally or mentally ready to be in that position. And I think the stresses of like thinking that they are the top dog in this gym because they're the black belt leading the class, it like gets to their head and they get stressed out about it. And if anything threatens this position of authority that they found themselves in, like serendipitously, because clearly these people didn't like get there through like amazing leadership, they find themselves there and they're kind of like, oh shit, I'm here. I have this social status, and like anything could threaten it at any moment. And anything that threatens me, I have to like react like that, how they do.
Quit and run away?
Well, not even quit, but just like, people deal with things very differently. Some people quit and run away. Some people fight back in the moment or say horrible, mean things, like what happened to you in Mexico. Like, people just react in different ways, these insecure people. It's clearly insecurity, right?
Right, he's insecure, yeah. But you can look at it's like an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to improve. It's an opportunity to train with another black belt that you probably never get to train with. It's like such a positive thing that they're doing for you, and because they didn't ask his permission, he got upset and left. And I think that's fucking crazy.
Where did you hear about this?
My friends in Yucatan told me.
They told you?
Yeah.
Wait, where's Yucatan? Is that
It's Cancun. It's the peninsula. Like, so Mexico kind of goes down and makes like a little hook into the Gulf. So the peninsula kind of points towards Cuba, and Cancun is on the end of that Peninsula and that whole state. Yucatan is a state of Mexico. Anyways, I just thought it was crazy, and I just don't understand why there's so many insecure people.
Oh, there it is.
Like, dude, we've all lost, right? We all lose in training. We all lose in competition. Like, no one has perfect jiu-jitsu. No one's immune from losing. No one is undefeated. Literally, no one on this planet is undefeated in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Except Hickson. Allegedly. I'm just kidding.
I keep falling off the beanbag.
Hickson has been defeated.
Has he?
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows what's up with that?
I don't know, but you're fucking with him.
I mean, Kron's really good. If that's any indication of how good Hickson was.
Nothing to do with good or not.
Can you imagine if Kron?
He's amazing. Yeah.
He was ADCC champion.
Yeah. 7-7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2013. So check this out. Another insecurity, and someone talking about you publicly changing what actually happened.
Right.
So on Reddit here,
everyone can see your whole screen.
Yeah, they can see what's going on. So this person made a post here, and I'll try and make it so you guys can see what this exactly is. But basically, it says. So he left a comment on someone else's post about me. Someone made a post about me. Right. He left a comment, and he said, "I'm just going to bring the mic up so they can hear." Keenan comes to teach a seminar on the afternoon of day 4 of the Globetrotters BJJ camp, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., full days of training and rolling. We do the seminar, and afterwards he says he'll roll with the black belts, but no one is allowed to film. So he abuses all of us, and obviously no one is going competition hard with him because no one wants to be like the guy who double-legged Hoffa at his own seminar who injures him before a comp. Then he gets home, puts it on YouTube with a title like taps 10 black belts back-to-back. Big achievement. I hope he was proud. I think he posts here occasionally. Next time, tell people what you're planning. That's what he said.
So he was surprised that you were planning on submitting them while you guys were training? Like, that was his big surprise? Next time, let us know that you're going to fuck us up.
Right. So basically, the way he framed it was like I snuck in like after everyone's tired from a big camp. Although what's hilarious about this is I did 11 seminars in 11 days, rolling at every single one for 11 days straight, and this was the last one. So like I had been training probably harder than anyone in this thing.
Right.
So I made this post back here. Like I found all this evidence proving everything in his statement wrong, and like making sure everyone knew that literally every single thing he said was a lie. So he said no one was allowed to film, and this is the only problem because I can't actually read.
But when you say no one can film,
no, I didn't say that.
Well,
first of all, I didn't.
You probably meant the techniques when you're teaching the techniques, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not trying to have people record the techniques and then repost them. I get it. Like I think if someone wanted to,
we're getting old. So
if someone wanted to record you guys training, I would imagine you wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah. So actually, at my seminars, anyone that's come to my seminar, I always say it's totally fine to record me rolling. You can even post it if you submit me or something. I even say that. I've only been submitted like 2 or 3 times at seminars, but I mean, I don't care if someone taps me.
Blue belt, right?
I got submitted at a 10th Planet seminar, I think. I got calf sliced by a 10th Planet guy.
By blue belt.
He was a black belt. And then I got armbarred by a blue belt a long time ago, and then maybe one other time. But anyway, so I saw the comment, and I set about clearing my name. So this was the username, and he made a post about me. That's what he posted.
Oh, it's Henry Atkins.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Invisible Jiu-Jitsu.
I know, that'd be hilarious, but it's not.
It's Henry's.
What if you made this post after we talked about him last time?
It's his online alter ego.
No, so this is how I deal with people who talk shit about me on the internet. I try and, other than the time that I showed up at Sanji's house. Do you remember that?
I do. That was super good. I'm gonna have Sanji. I messaged him to have him as a guest.
So I responded to that comment we just looked at, and I told him like, can I zoom in here too?
Hey. Is that you down at the bottom? Oh, no.
This is him responding, and I was like, I responded to the thing because I do post here, and I was like, dude, it's a short clip. First of all, there's no plan. There's a short clip of the entire rolling session where I did roll with every person who wanted to roll, probably 40 plus people. I rolled the black belts first because they deserve to go first. The problem with letting the black belts, this is like cut out, but the problem with letting the black belts roll last is they're like rested after I rolled for an hour, so that's when they go hard. They want to be the first, what did I say? They want to all be respectful when we're both fresh, but when I'm tired, they like to go hard as F, which is true. Like, if a black belt waits till the end of a seminar, they're always going to go hard because, like, that's their chance, which is fine. No big deal. But
look, basically you defended yourself.
I defended myself. I told them that I was on an 11-day tour. I taught 11 seminars in 11 days. I rolled with over 700 people in those 11 days in 7 different countries, which is true.
I love how you put buddy at the end.
Buddy,
and
yeah.
then at the beginning of his response, he put, "Hey, buddy."
And then so here, he said, I'm
Hey,
not misleading everyone. You didn't say we could film the rolling. I definitely didn't see anyone filming it, and you definitely didn't say you were filming it for YouTube. If you don't think that's a dick move, that's fine. So anyways, I go and I look at the actual video, and he says no one was allowed to film and no one was filming. He didn't see anyone filming. Not only was I the person I had filming, or I asked someone to film, but there's 3 other people recording in the screenshots. Like you can see that people are recording all over, like just within the actual video. This guy. So many people are actually recording. So this guy's like just making shit up. Or he just actually believed in, look at this guy's got a full on, like everyone was recording the whole rolling session. And
so basically he said a bunch of shit.
It was not accurate.
And then
he talked shit about me. But the thing is, this guy is like, he posts a ton of stuff. And he's like constantly posting, let's see, where is he in
on
jiu-jitsu?
Reddit.
On Reddit, yeah.
He's a hardcore Redditor.
Yeah. I don't even want to give his YouTube channel any.
No.
Yeah, I won't show it. But basically he posts like instructionals. And he continues to post them to this day. And I'm just like, why are people like even responding to this guy's posts at all? Like they don't know the whole story because like people forget about this. But basically there's just like insecure dicks in the jiu-jitsu community that are just ready to just like jump on anyone for anything. They can't.
And they can't even attack you for what you say. They have to change what you say.
Yeah, it's not even what you actually did. It's like false. So it's just like things that people go through, I guess.
You know, I feel like a lot of people, whenever the big debate about Master Worlds comes up, and it's been coming up lately because Master Worlds is coming up in a few months.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's always the debate that they're like, want to talk about how Master Worlds is not the same as Adult Worlds. And I agree with that, right? I wrote an article about it a few years ago, and the article got a lot of heat, but it's true, right? They're different tournaments, different titles, different levels, whatever. I'm not trying to make a big deal about it, but everyone always likes to comment about how they try to say Master Worlds is legit because X person didn't win it, X person didn't win it, Y person didn't win it, I didn't win it. And
legit in what sense? Like it should be compared to a world title at adult?
Right.
That's what people are trying to say?
Yeah.
They do?
Yes.
Does anyone think that?
People think that,
People think that Master Worlds counts as a real world title?
Yes.
Does it, in your opinion?
It is a Masters World
It's
title.
a Master World.
That's
Yeah,
what
right.
it is.
But it doesn't count as an adult world title.
As the famous saying goes, it is what it is. It is a Masters World title. And that's a great accomplishment. And it's true. I haven't won it. I have not won my weight class. I've lost in the finals 2 years in a row. Once by 2 points. Vitor Oliveira took me down. And the other was ref decision.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's any discussion on it not
It's a
being
great
tough.
accomplishment.
Yeah, it's a great tournament to win. But it doesn't make you Black Belt World Champion like the ones we had this year.
And if you claim to be Black Belt World Champion when that's actually what you won, I think that's misleading. And but that's like been rampant in jiu-jitsu forever. People saying they're world champion. They win a Naga just because it's the Naga World Championships. They're world champion. It's important to give specifics about your titles because you're marketing to people who might not know the difference.
Right. But I mean, that's why they're doing it, because they want to market to people who don't know what that's basically you're taking advantage of people who don't know anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lie. It's misleading.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
You don't like people doing that, yeah.
I try to be very specific. Even when people call me world champion, Black Belt World Champion.
I don't even think Nogi World Champion.
I denote.
Counts.
It has to be Nogi. Yeah, it's like that's what it is. What it is. It's Nogi World Champion. It's not Black Belt World Champion.
Yeah.
And that it does. I don't like it. If someone advertises my seminar like that, I ask them to change it because it's not accurate. It's Nogi World Champion.
Right.
It's different.
Yeah, I think for us it would make us more uncomfortable than other people because we're actually working with a lot of people who have accomplished these
who
things.
have actually accomplished those things.
And you don't want to be like
Yeah.
out bragging about it.
Right.
We had an old teammate who did that a lot, actually.
Who?
You know who. But there are people that do that like will promote themselves like that, and that, sometimes they're just like, well, it's just for promotion. Like it doesn't affect anyone who knows what's actually going on, but it helps me with what I need to do, so I have to do it.
What? Which is get people to sign up at your academy.
I guess,
right?
yeah.
That's bullshit.
Well, there's like a lot of misinformation in jiu-jitsu. That's like a huge thing. It's like so many. There's so much in jiu-jitsu that it's very easy to fake stuff, and people just accept it because it's like, man, there's just so much to learn in jiu-jitsu. That's just probably one of the things I need to learn. Like, this guy's world champion. Like, there's just so many world champions that
everyone's a fucking world.
Everyone's a world champion, so they're just like, oh, he's a world champion. Like, so like when I do get recognized by jiu-jitsu people, like in an airport or something, or like if I see a jiu-jitsu person in public, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, do you know so and so? he's a world champion. And it's like, I've never heard the guy's name before, ever. And it's like, he's not a world champion. I would know him if he was.
Right.
You know? It happens all the time. Like, or if I talk, someone asks me, like, what do you do? It's like, oh, I do jiu-jitsu. And they're like, oh, my friend does jiu-jitsu. He's a world champion. And this happened to me in an Uber in New York one time. And the Uber driver's like, my buddy, you know him. He's a world champion. I'm like, really? What's his name? And they told me his name. I didn't recognize it. And I'm like, well, there's like different levels of world champion. I was like trying to explain to the guy, not everyone's a world champion. Like at the actual peak, there's like different divisions, and it's all actually just a money-making scheme to make sure everyone has a division to compete in, so everyone can sign up, right? And I was trying to explain it to him. He was like, no, we're going to call him. I'm like, okay, let's call him. He's like, he's a world champion. I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I'm in the Uber going to the airport, and he calls his buddy. And it turns out I know the guy. And he's a guy who I've trained with before, but he was a brown belt. He had just got his black belt recently, and he had like won world masters at purple belt or something. But I mean, a lot of that could have just been the guy misunderstanding, not knowing. I doubt the guy's walking around telling him he's a world champion. But it's just difficult for people to differentiate what is what in jiu-jitsu.
If you're not submerged in the industry.
For people that don't know, the titles that actually count as world championships, in my opinion, are the IBJJF Adult World Championships. That means from ages 20 to 30. If you're older than that, you can still do it and compete and win, which a lot of people have. You didn't win the IBJJF.
But I'm just saying I'm over 30, but I can still sign up.
But like Andre, Homolo, Lucas Lepre, all these guys are over 30.
You're talking about gi.
Technically, yeah. Over 30, technically, you can win the adult world champion by entering the right division.
Right. So
ADCC as well, all ADCC divisions. If ADCC is attached to it and they won, unless it's the trials, there's ADCC trials and there's ADCC the actual championship. The ADCC actual championship is basically the no-gi version of the IBJJF World Championship. Right. Separate organization. Similar, if not greater, notoriety and
right. And if you win the trials, you're just a regional champion.
Yeah, you're just a champion of that region, and then you get an invitation. Yeah,
right.
It's not the same.
And you get to go to the ADCC World Championships, which is
where
only once every 2
those
years.
are the only tournaments where you're guaranteed to be competing against other professionals. That's the difference. Yes. Anything except those 2 tournaments, there's no guarantee that you will be competing against professionals. A hobbyist could enter. Anyone can enter.
Anyone can sign up.
So anyone can sign up. But at the Worlds and at the ADCC, that is where you'll be facing actual high-level professional athletes. Anything else, Naga, Grappler's Quest, whatever, they're not. It's not a world title,
right?
Because it's basically just an expert division. Like anyone can sign up that's been training for over 5 years.
Right, and that's not to take away from other invitationals, right? Kasai is legit, right? But it's not. You're not a world champion. You're the Kasai champion,
right?
And
Kasai
that's cool,
champion, yeah.
And that has its own notoriety.
But that's another example of like
EBI is also cool.
So what's interesting about super fights too is super fights are going in a sort of cheapened direction as well, because the super fight events are realizing that they can't make money off of having 2 high-level guys fight each other all the time, because a lot of times 2 high-level guys will result in a boring fight.
Each other out.
So now what's happening is like up-and-coming guys are getting more shots at these super fight shows against the high-level guys. So you see way more mismatches. Way more mismatches to create excitement. So it's becoming almost like like Nicky Ryan, for instance, is a weird situation because he's very young. He just turned 17, but he's fighting adults, but adults that are not nearly at his level. So it's like it kind of works because he's 17, but it's like Nicky Ryan's like so good. Like he's literally has the same skill level as like any high level black belt guy, but he's fighting Uriah Faber, who's an MMA fighter, not a jiu-jitsu fighter. It's totally different. They Uriah Faber, I think their match was a stalemate or something. Like Uriah Faber disengaged a lot and things like that. But like Nicky Ryan fighting those guys, it's not exactly a fair fight for them because Nicky's so good, but it kind of is because he's young, right? But in a lot of other situations, that doesn't happen. It's just like some really high level guy versus a not high level guy.
What is Uriah's specialty? Uriah's specialty is wrestling. Punching your face.
The MMA, yeah.
Right, that's what he does.
He used to train a lot of jiu-jitsu, but the jiu-jitsu culture, the jiu-jitsu competition scene now is so much more advanced than it was even 5 years ago.
I don't remember Uriah even ever trying to submit anyone in his fights. That was never the plan. He just wanted to drop bombs on people. Take them down, control them, drop bombs. Like, that's what he's good at. He's not good at submitting people. So why is he going up against Nicky Ryan? That's ridiculous.
Right. That's the thing. It's like super fight shows are now more spectacle shows. It's like, what can we do to create something interesting? Uriah Faber has a name. He's an MMA fighter. Nicky Ryan is the up-and-coming kid who's really good. Yeah. Let's put them together. It's like perfect. It's a perfect recipe for showmanship, right? But it's not necessarily like a fair jiu-jitsu fight because the level of jiu-jitsu is so much more technically advanced than an MMA guy can keep up with that it's not exactly fair.
So do you think the jiu-jitsu industry do you think it's beneficial for the jiu-jitsu world to go more towards entertaining matches and mismatches as opposed to just trying to figure out who's the best of the best?
It's tough. It's tough to say.
Are we going towards WWE? That's my question.
In a very small way, it is kind of like that, but not always, because there are the interesting super fights that happen. But for like people who are just entering the scene, like white belts and blue belts, like I got some messages recently. There a lot of like popular comedians are getting into jiu-jitsu now, and they'll like see some of my stuff and message me, and like I'll talk to them as like, okay, this is like a person who does something outside of jiu-jitsu, but they're notable for it. So I was talking to one of them, this comedian I know, and he was telling me all his favorite fighters, and he was listing off a bunch of people that's like, wait, they've never won anything. Like, how do you even know who they are? And he's like, oh, well, they fought on Polaris, or they fought on Kasai, and like I watched those because they're connected to the UFC. And so it's great for up-and-coming guys who can get that publicity and notoriety, but it's bad for like the guys who are already really high level that they don't want to take those fights. Like, right. They don't want to take a fight against...
Nothing to gain.
Yeah, there's nothing to gain. So it's like taking away from the actual high-level competitors, because the high-level competitors, we can make money. Like, I'm not going to fight in a super fight event for nothing, like, or even cheap. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of investment of time. You want to be able to be sure you can compete well, and then you don't want to fight a guy who's...
You got to devote 8 weeks of your life to training for it.
Yeah, and you don't want to fight a guy who hasn't really won anything or made a name for himself like you have. So it's like kind of an awkward thing that people are getting put into, where it's actually taking away from the high-level athletes and putting it more into the guys who are still just coming up.
Right.
Right.
Like Lucas Lepre has no reason to take a super fight match with someone who is the the Polaris champion.
So what you're seeing now is Polaris and Kasai. Kasai still has a lot of really high level guys, but Polaris is kind of moving away from high level guys and just bringing in local guys or people who are just will do it for cheap, because they have the platform of the UFC now. They can just bring anyone in.
Right.
Kind of like what EBI did, but EBI had Gordon and Gary just beat up a bunch of random dudes that like don't really know what they're doing. It's not... Yuri was in there. Like there are definitely some good guys, but it's not like a tournament with guys at their level or near their level. It's just them.
Hey, Gary and I had a really good match.
You did have a really good match. So there are dudes in the division, but then later on people stopped doing it because no one wanted to be like a lot of the really high level jiu-jitsu guys, me included. I don't want to have a guy start on my back just to submit me, like, even though, because I at the time I had never been submitted.
I will say EBI 3 I think was a legit fucking bracket.
What was it? Who was in that bracket?
EBI 3 was, I can't tell you everyone who was in it, but Gary, Eddie Cummings, me, Richie Martinez, Darrell O'Connell.
Right, that's a good bracket.
Nathan Orchard. I think the final four was Eddie Cummings, Gary Tonin, me, and Darrell O'Connell.
That's all non-Brazilians. Were there any Brazilians in the event?
I'm sure there was, but I can't think of it.
Interesting. Not a lot of Brazilians. I think it's
EBI 3 was like, that was 2015, and it was just getting off the ground.
Right. Well, this is something I'm noticing more now. I wouldn't say back then as much, but I think more now these events are taking that turn. I don't think it's 100%.
I stopped watching EBI because they started filling the bracket with people that I just have no idea who they are.
Right.
There was no draw for me to watch.
So because there's more white belts and blue belts than, like, there's more white belt and blue belt practitioners than the rest of the belt levels combined, probably. Like, there's so many more of those guys than there are of, like, people who actually know what's going on, that it makes sense to market things to them. They don't know the difference. Why is Polaris going to pay someone $10,000 to go fight when they can pay a guy $500 to go fight, and the white but blue belt's not going to know the difference other than they're watching jiu-jitsu on a stage performance and it seems like cool, and there's like, wow, this is jiu-jitsu, like, on the high level. But it's like it's like cheapening a lot of stuff, and I think that's bad. And that's why I prefer the bracketed tournaments, because bracketed events really show who's actually the best, right? Like the final guy at the end of the bracket, the last one standing, he was the guy who beat everyone else. Like, that's like the best way to find out who's actually good. If you're not good, you're going to lose first or second round, and that's it. So the Polaris events and the Kasai events, when they move away from that, and I see them bring in a lot of like undercard fights that are just like, I understand from a business standpoint, because so many super fight events have gone out of business trying to bring in good guys each time. Yeah, it's like it has to happen, but then it's also like, man, this kind of sucks that it's not like that.
Had, I think, one of the most epic events ever. It was like 27 badass black belt matchups.
Right.
27 badass. That's
and they
50 competitors.
And then they just didn't have any promotion, so it didn't blow up. But it should have, because that was the best event. Because they're actually willing to spend the money to hire the guys to actually get all the good guys to fight.
I think they spent $500,000 on that event.
Yeah.
Just that one event.
I wouldn't be surprised. And they did so many, and it was like, and they were paying everyone really well.
Hemorrhaging cash.
Oh yeah.
Hemorrhaging.
Yeah.
And that's why they disappeared. And
Right.
the fights were boring. Some of them.
Some of the fights are boring because of their equal matches.
And I think what happened is like I remember some of the featherweight guys were going, and it turned into a 50-50 match, right? And they were sweeping each other back and forth. And I think the problem was there was so much money on the line to win that they were doing everything they could to win. They didn't care about putting on an exciting match. They got paid well to show up, and they were getting paid really well to win. Like it's probably $5,000-$10,000 more if you win.
Yeah.
So they don't care if they're being exciting, right? They're trying to get a $20,000 paycheck. So if they're boring and they just win by 50-50 sweeps, that's fine for them because that money.
These are estimated numbers, guys. We don't know the actual.
Yeah,
contract
I don't actually know what they got paid, but I know.
But it was significant amount of money. It wasn't like $2,000 or $3,000. It was
I think when there's a lot of money on the line to win, I think competitors are less likely to have exciting matches. They're less likely to take risks.
Yep.
They're less likely to go for submissions. They're going to try to get 2 points and win.
It's just
because they want the money.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu and super fights, it's just like such a technical sport that it's very difficult for it to be spectator friendly, because when it really comes down to the true technique, it's very subtle. It's a game of inches at that point. It's very rarely a game of actual explosive dynamic movements. It's like all decided in like who gets that one grip to get the one sweep.
So then there's Fight to Win, who kind of changed it up a bit, and they were like, look, we're just going to award competitors who go for it, right? Like if basically whoever goes for the most amount of submission attempts, like really dangerous, like close submission attempts, that's the person who will win at the end if there's no submission. But look what happens. Everyone is super confused about Fight to Win decisions. Everyone has their own opinion about who was the more aggressor or who had the closest submissions. Like literally every Fight to Win match that comes to a decision, I'm confused by it. And a lot of people are confused by it because it's unclear. It's very biased, right? Everyone has their opinion. Everyone wants their friend to win, of course, but awarding people based on going for it doesn't really
there's
work.
just no right rule set, because then people say, oh, that's why submission only is the best way. But it's like, have you seen submission only matches? They can go for hours.
Right.
They're not exciting.
Right.
It's only exciting if it's a mismatch. And then if it is a mismatch, it's even more boring, because the guy who he's instantly realizes he's outclassed, he can turtle and just defend for as long as he possibly can. Right. And then he's not doing jiu-jitsu. He's just trying to not get submitted.
Right.
And that's boring too.
And that's the problem with EBI.
Yeah.
That was the problem with EBI, because
I
remember I had a match with one of the guys, and I'm not going to name the name, but I felt I dominated the regulation, right? Dominated it. But he was so good at defending everything that we went into overtime, and then he had an equal chance to finish me, right? He got the start on my back, and I had to escape, and that kind of sucks. Like, he would have never, ever taken my back.
Right.
Never. Completely.
That's why I
dominated.
didn't like that rule set, and I didn't really want to do it, because
and
it's
that's why I never did it again.
Yeah.
Also because I went all the way to the finals and I got paid $0.
Right.
So like I had 4 tough matches with black belts, good black belts.
I think some people would try and argue and be like, oh, well, if you're really a good finisher, you would be able to finish these guys even if they're just trying to not get submitted. But that's not always the case, man.
Yeah, that's not true.
Like, you can roll with someone that you're much better than, and if their only goal is just to not get submitted, it makes it much more difficult.
Do you remember when Izaki fought with Homolo at Pans a long time ago, and he beat Homolo?
I didn't see it, no.
So he beat Homolo at Pans, and basically something happened. Homolo hurt his arm on a takedown scramble, and Izaki was up by 2 points, right? And basically he kept those 2 points. Homolo fixed his arm, got fixed. Like, I don't know what happened. It popped in, popped out, and then Izaki ran away from him for the rest of the round, and then won. And he ended up going to the finals, and I think fighting Otavio that year in the finals. And Homolo was really pissed off because they said, "Man, this guy just ran away from me the whole time."
Apparently, that's what a lot of people I saw were saying. That's what happened with JT and Izaki too, that fight. Or it's just like a 50,
Izaki got 2 and then
just
ran.
put him in 50-50 and just like didn't let him score again.
Right.
So yeah, no rule set is perfect. It's really hard. It's more about, that's why it's cool to see that like fighters like that don't get that much notoriety. Like it doesn't wow people. So no one goes and like is like, wow, that guy was so impressive. If you do something different and you try and be exciting, a lot of times that's more valuable than actually fighting just to win. Like, for instance, my match with Marigali. Like, I fought that match to win. Like, I didn't do, like, I wasn't just trying to go for submission and trying to push the pace and being like, fuck it, I'm just going to try and submit him. Like, that would be retarded of me to do if I did that, because it's like I would have a significantly less of a chance of winning in that situation. So it's like...
Right, because he could very easily score too.
He could very easily just score back and then do the same thing to me. So it's like, why do you do it? They're like, you have, like, if you really want to win, you do have to try and play smart by their rules strategically, and it just takes away from the jiu-jitsu aspect of it, because then it just discourages the jiu-jitsu. So like, as you get to a higher level, the matches become progressively more boring because of that.
They're becoming more boring in terms of scrambles and submission attempts, but the strategy is still there. Like the high, high level.
No, it's more strategic.
It's more strategic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more strategic, and that's not what people are there to see. They're not there to see strategic jiu-jitsu. They're there to see jiu-jitsu.
They want to see scrambles.
They want to see scrambles, a pass, a guard recovery, a submission attempt.
Right.
And even though that my match still had all of those things, I definitely could have made it more exciting if I had like let loose and just like, you know, try to just do normal jiu-jitsu. But it also is like, my win condition's right there. All I have to do is not get swept. Am I really just going to do that just to be exciting for the fans? Not in this case. A lot of times I will do that. Like, if every other Leandro Lowe match I've ever had, I always just try and push the pace, and then it's like, it fucks me up in the end. But in this one situation, I thought, like, okay, I'm going to try this to see, like, if it's going to work, and it worked.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it didn't work.
What do you mean? It totally worked.
Your strategy against Lowe?
No, against Marigali.
Oh, against Marigali.
No, the strategy against Lowe worked in theory to a point, and then once it started working, I didn't have a secondary strategy. I didn't think it would work that well, and then it worked, and then I didn't have a follow up. So next time. You and him are 4-1. Oh, dude, I don't want to recite. I'm not going to say the numbers.
You and I are 3-1.
Really?
Well,
no, we fought more than that.
No, 4 times.
That's it.
You have 3 wins in a gi, and I have 1 win, no gi.
Wow.
You only win in a gi. Do you remember the first time we trained together? I do. You know why?
I remember because I said something. I said something to you.
Because I submitted you.
Okay.
With a twister.
Oh, really? And what did I say?
You don't remember that?
No.
You're being stupid. You remember.
I don't. I actually block out most of the times that I've been submitted in training. It's not by choice. I don't remember them.
You know what I also remember about that session is you got me with a diesel squeezle. I'll never forget that.
People still don't know what that choke is.
I know, it's pretty awesome.
People still don't know what the diesel squeezle is. It's one of like the rare submissions that it's not general knowledge yet.
Right.
No one knows it.
Right.
Not even like the DDS guys know that one. I did it to someone there, and they're like, "What was that?" And I was like, "It's the diesel squeezle." They're like, "Never seen it." It's just like a secret move.
Okay, so back to insecurities. Tell me what you're insecure about.
Wow, that's a deep question, bro. I think we spend so much of our time in our lives trying to like bury those things. I'm not even sure I can dig it up.
No, you have to dig it up and no, we talked about it last time. Like when you go to competitions, like you have to mentally prepare yourself, right? Because.
But I'm not insecure about that.
But you're mentally preparing yourself because there's some underlying insecurity.
I mean, losing, is that the insecurity? Like I'm thinking about.
No, that's a fear. It's different.
Okay.
You don't have insecurities.
Not like I spent so much time trying to be comfortable in my own skin in a competition environment. I don't feel insecure there. I'm not saying I enjoy it, and it's definitely I still feel nervous, but I don't think it's an insecurity. I think insecurity is more like
it's a problem you have with yourself.
Yeah.
It's the way that you like view yourself that's not favorable.
Yeah, that you don't want other people to see.
Right.
It's like something you have.
I really don't feel like I have any insecurities.
I mean, I can be jealous, not of like in relationships maybe.
Yes, but
you want jiu-jitsu insecurities?
No. I don't want to talk about personal relationships, but well, I mean, we can talk about
I don't feel like I feel like I'm very secure in my jiu-jitsu life. I'm comfortable with who I am in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have that many insecurities in jiu-jitsu, except
your personal insecurities.
It doesn't everyone.
Like your hair.
Actually, I'm proud of my hair. I like that.
Your ears.
I like my ears too.
Your funny shaped face.
You know, a lot of people like this face. I don't know, dude. And I think it's kind of like these guys the guy that quit the gym, or like the guy on Invisible Jiu-Jitsu. Their insecurities are so buried that they don't even know that they're on the insecurities. It's just like something that just upsets them. They don't know why. They're just upset, and they're not in tune with themselves enough to even realize that it's like maybe I feel I view myself as better than I actually am, so I didn't want to get beat up by Keenan on video. And because it happened, it made me insecure in my own knowledge or skill. So I acted that way. Or maybe that guy's like, he's insecure that even though he's in a position of authority, he doesn't feel like he's getting that authority because he feels he doesn't really deserve that position of authority. And so when someone actually undermines it exposes his discomfort with being in that position, and then he reacted like that.
So when I first started teaching jiu-jitsu, I was a purple belt, right? And I mentioned this before. I was just teaching the blue and white belts, right? So it's not that I really even wanted to be the instructor, but I was pretty much the best guy there, so they just made me the instructor. And yeah, so I always thought about that. When someone came in, a brown belt or another purple belt, and I thought, man, if this guy submits me in front of all these students, like, they're going to think it's my jiu-jitsu is bullshit, or like that I shouldn't be instructing, or I shouldn't be teaching them. Yeah, I definitely thought about that a lot. But I don't know. I just... I guess at the time, I mean, now looking back, it's like, of course you're gonna lose. Like, if you don't train with anyone good, yeah, you'll never lose, but you're never gonna get better.
You can always just coach them through the tap as they tap you. That's a good strategy.
That happens.
Just be like, yeah, now you're gonna adjust your hips. Tap, tap, good job. Yeah, nice job.
Yeah, that would be tighter if you squeeze your thighs more.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's the worst. That's super annoying. I really hate it when people make excuses after a training session. Like, oh, sorry, I couldn't give you a better roll. I just landed from fucking Russia. And sat in a plane for 12 hours.
Do you give them an excuse back sometimes? I like to like combat their excuses.
No,
sometimes I'll like try and outdo their excuse.
You one up their excuse?
Yeah, to try and make them just
like,
make sure.
Oh, you haven't slept in 24 hours? Oh, I haven't slept in 25 hours. Dang. No, I hate that, man. Just fucking own your losses. Who gives a fuck?
That's very hard for people to do, man. It's hard for people to let go of that ego. Is
that why people don't like to compete? Fear of being exposed?
Yeah, I think so. But if you're really on the pursuit of knowledge, you have to compete. But I think that's a big insecurity of people who don't want to compete. But because I think competition in jiu-jitsu is so important to keep the sport pure and away from like traditional martial arts bullshit. If someone doesn't compete, that's why I said, like, if you're not going to train, that's even worse than not competing. Like, sure, don't compete, but at least roll with the guys who compete. So like we know, like they know, and you know.
This is another level of insecurity, right? The people who don't even want to train with tough training partners in the academy. So like, okay, let's say
you can't trust those people, man. You can't trust them. They don't even trust themselves. You know.
It's true. They don't trust their
Like, how can you trust them if they don't even trust their jiu-jitsu? So, sure, if you don't like competing, that's totally your choice. Don't compete. But if you're going to train jiu-jitsu, you have to spar. Like, that's literally what it's about.
Everybody.
With everyone. You can't avoid people.
The good guys, the bad guys. Yeah, for sure. Or, like, sometimes there's people at the academy who only train with people that are smaller than them.
Yeah.
Only train with people that are smaller than them. Only train with people that are younger than them.
And then a lesser version of that is the people who will rest around and wait for the person that they know is challenging to roll and then go with them.
So
that one's common at all academies. That happens at Autos.
I was going to bring this up earlier. Hey, don't talk about my team, bro. Don't talk shit about my team, all right? Off limits.
All right, sorry.
Okay, talk about
across the line there.
The BJJ Globetrotters.
I have my own team now.
Let's talk about that later. Shit, I lost my train of thought.
People in the gym resting rounds before they roll with you.
So at my seminars, so like you were saying, people like to Shark Tank you, right?
Yeah.
And like if you're training with 3, 4, 5 people, there's going to be another 5 people sitting on the wall waiting for their turn.
Yeah.
So when I'm at seminars, if we start training, if I'm training with someone, I look around the room, I see who else is training and who else is waiting. And I tell the people waiting, if you're not training now, you're not training at all. You're going to do every round with me, or you're not doing any rounds with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So either train with someone right now, even if and for sure they're not going to train hard with their friends. They're going to still save their energy, but fine, whatever. At least do something. Don't sit on the wall, watch me defend myself against someone who's trying to destroy me.
Yeah.
Right? And then I get really tired, and then sometimes I can't even get a drink of water, right? Because one guy walks away and then another guy walks up. He's like, oh, can we train?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, can I just get a drink of water? Like,
how do you structure the rolling at seminars? It's just everyone rolls and you
set
just
a
do
timer.
rounds?
Yeah, it's like a short round, like 3 or 4 minutes, like not more than ever 5. But yeah, and I tell everyone, like, everyone's training, or if you're not training, you're not training. Sit out and don't ask me to train.
So I think this is an insecurity of yours.
No, it's rude.
It's rude because you're insecure about it.
I'm not insecure.
You're insecure
I don't mind losing.
because you do, though. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't care if they rolled or not. Right?
So, but did you not say the exact same thing earlier?
I brought up that in the gym, there are people who make excuses after rolls. There are also people that wait until...
Right.
Right.
And that irritates you.
I don't care.
You don't care at all.
No, I
Doesn't
like
irritate
it.
you a little bit.
No, I like it. I think it's funny that they do that, but it's like I think it's a good opportunity for me to like fight against a fresh opponent and do something.
I would not say that I feel insecure about it.
Now you're
feel
insecure.
like, no.
Now you're insecure about your insecurity. We're seeing it live. He's discovering his own insecurity. This is what I was saying earlier about people who don't recognize their insecurities. You're projecting it onto other people.
No, I'm not afraid to be submitted. I've been submitted at my seminars.
But you get angry.
I
about
just get
people
annoyed.
arresting.
I get annoyed because I don't
But
like.
why? Why are you annoyed, Josh?
Why?
These guys aren't as good as you.
I didn't go.
Why do you care?
I don't want to be Shark Tanked.
You're getting paid for it.
I'm not.
It's a seminar.
I got paid to teach.
Yeah, it's part of it. It's during seminar time. You rolled.
I know. I teach for the whole seminar time.
Oh, you rolling is after?
Afterwards,
All right.
it's bonus rounds. It's
Okay.
bonus time that I give the people.
Well,
I'm not afraid. I'm not worried about being submitted. I just think it's rude. I don't like it. It just irritates me.
Right, but there's so many weird rules like don't ask the black belt to roll.
No, that's stupid.
considered rude. This situation, like, oh, don't rest before going with another person.
No, it's not that you rest. It's watching someone train for 5 rounds and then coming at them for number 6 when you did 0.
Dude, I've had it so bad to the point where like, because when I do my rolls at seminars, it's a Shark Tank basically. Like it's a guard passing game, but most of the time people are standing on the wall. People are in the middle rolling, but they'll wait on the wall for me.
Right.
And then like sometimes it takes an hour to get to the last person.
Right.
And there have been situations where there's a black belt as the last person.
Right.
And I'm just like, man,
Come
really?
on. Where you been?
Where have you been? Why are you sweaty at all? Like you didn't do anything? And then they don't always go like, I can tell that they're not always like trying to kill me. They're rolling hard, but it's not like they're like, they don't have that weird like,
they're not trying to be savage,
like that tense, like shaking adrenaline feeling.
Yeah.
But I look at it like if you're going to a seminar, it's good training like that. It's good to train with fresh guys.
No, I agree. It is good training. It is.
Yeah. But I would probably prefer it if everyone was rolling, so it's like it's not as hard for me. But I think people like Invisible Jiu-Jitsu don't realize how hard it is to roll with so many people in a row because of that dynamic.
Right.
Because no one else is rolling with you. No one else is rolling at the same pace as you. They're just like,
Right.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill you.
Yeah.
It's just
Which is why I post those videos because I feel like they're feats of endurance. I'm like impressed with myself. That's why I post them. I like that I can like roll with that many people.
You know, it's interesting to watch.
Yeah. Did you see the one where I narrated what I was doing as I was rolling with people?
Yes.
Did you think that was cool or not?
I think it's interesting, yeah.
A lot of people liked that.
It'd definitely be interesting for someone who's trying to study your style of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? You're not even wearing the headphones.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Good talk. What about people who are always at the gym trying to go after people that are smaller than them? I feel like this happens at every academy.
Really?
People.
I don't really see what happens at the gym very much because when I'm training, I'm just rolling. Like I'm not
Okay,
really
like
seeing-
for example, am I insecure because I don't want to do every round with Ronaldo, Gustavo, and Lucas?
Yes.
That makes me insecure.
Yeah.
That's not insecure.
Dude,
That's just like I don't want to get.
You're
fucked.
falling apart at the seams over there with insecurities, bro.
No, I don't think it's an insecurity.
Okay.
I think it's just like I just don't. Want
I
don't want to have an epic battle of a lifetime.
That's just okay.
Every single day.
Yeah, that's not insecure. That's just how you like to train.
Sometimes I like it if I'm in a training camp.
I think
That's
if
what
your
I
body
like.
can keep up with those kind of paces, it's always good to roll with the best guys in the room. That's what I always try to do. I don't like rolling with lower belts or smaller people. I like to roll with the best guys all in a row, all of them.
Yeah, it's good.
And if I lose 4 out of the 5 rounds, so be it. Like within a month of doing that, I'll win 3 out of 5 rounds. You know,
Yeah.
and like you'll work towards
this
it.
is like training camp strategy,
Yeah.
right? This is what a training camp should be like.
Yeah. Well, I try and do that all the time whenever I'm training, but I don't train all the time, or I haven't in the past. But
So basically, training camps and seminars should be the same kind of training.
I think owe it to people to roll with everyone at their seminars if you can do it.
I definitely never say no to anyone who wants to train at a seminar.
But apparently no, like I thought everyone tries to roll with everyone, but apparently that's not very common at all.
What I find is after teaching for 3 hours and then there's a bunch of pictures, 90% of the room leaves.
Yeah.
If anyone stays after and wants to train,
So
I always
what
train.
I do is I roll for the last hour. So I give that time to rolling.
You teach for 2 hours?
Teach for 2 hours because I feel like at that point you've given them enough information that people aren't, they're going to start losing the ability to retain it.
So if there's 50 people and you have 1 hour to train, what are you going to do?
I do this. I set it up. I put them all on the wall. I put like 8 groups down so people can keep rolling as I'm rolling, and then we do first to score or submit. And then with black belts, I go to submission. With everyone else, I just go to points. So I'll sweep them, and I basically say like, yeah, I'll be able to roll for a little bit with all of you if we do it like this. So some rounds I'll sweep a guy in like 30 seconds. That's just how it goes. Other rounds I'll go with a black belt for 8 minutes because I can't submit it. But
and so it's just by chance that someone might not get to train with you.
I know I'll recognize if we've gone already, and I'll be like, we rolled already, go to the next guy. Okay. We haven't rolled yet, let's go. So it's like eventually you get to everyone.
So you make an active effort to pass along people that you already went with.
No, oh yeah, you can't roll with me twice.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, no, I've been organizing it for a while, so now it's very good. And now what I do now also is I say make sure you have your phones with you when you're about to roll with me. And so they come down, we shake hands, take the pick, and then we roll. Come down, take the pick.
That's
it's
actually really good. I like that.
Yeah, so it eliminates the whole line at the end of it. Yeah. Which most of you don't know this, but like if you're teaching jiu-jitsu seminars, it's the worst thing after you just get done teaching. All of a sudden, a line forms. You have to take 50 pictures, and it's like, like of course, like that's just a gesture, right? It's nice. Like of course
I
you
like
get
the pictures.
Of course you got
right.
It's fine. It's no big deal. But it does kind of suck when they're like, okay, take one. All right, one more. All right, 3, 2, 1. Now this way. It's like, can we just like get through these? Like just take it and go.
It is awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's
you
awkward.
just and for me it was worse because I would do the hour of rolling straight, like no rest, just rolling with everyone, and then I'm just like
sweaty and ugly and gross.
And they're just like, picture, this one blurry, got to do it again. Like there's so much that now I do it like that just to try and streamline it, so it's more efficient. So I have a pretty efficient seminar system. I feel like everyone gets their value out of it like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. Which brings me to another thing. I saw one of the questions people wanted to know how jiu-jitsu athletes make money if you don't own a gym.
Yeah.
We don't have to necessarily say how we make money.
How much detail do we have to give?
But what does like an average jiu-jitsu guy do? Even average. Like most people,
I don't know what average is anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but most people who compete as their main thing, they don't own a gym. I think they exist off like private lessons, the occasional seminar, and really supportive spousal people.
I agree. That's actually very common. I don't have a spouse, so I don't get that kind of support.
But you have a pretty successful seminar series that you do.
Yeah.
So you survive off seminars and
actually it was
t-shirts.
You who explained to me. I don't sell t-shirts anymore.
Oh.
Kind of, sort of, sometimes.
Okay.
But it was you who explained to me, and I know you learned this from someone else, but the key to acquiring wealth is multiple streams of income.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I try to do, and actually it worked out very well for me. So for me...
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. For me, it's sponsorships.
Yep.
Seminars.
Yeah.
Prize money.
Right.
Which, does well sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's great, sometimes not so great. Private lessons. I don't even really do private lessons, like once a month. Yeah. I don't like private lessons. And
so things are good enough that you don't have to do private lessons to live comfortably.
Correct.
That's good.
And then I have like a lot of those are my sponsorships, seminars.
So I'd say, I guess you could kind of like put jiu-jitsu athletes into like a tier based on their Instagram followings of what they have to do to survive. So I'd say like people with like 20,000 Instagram followers or less probably aren't making much money from seminars. They're probably more in the private lesson realm. Private lessons, the occasional seminar, maybe they own a gym. Guys like you, like how many Instagram followers do you have? 51,000. That's like where you can get good seminars. You can make a good living off seminars and teaching. You're well known enough in the community that you can do that, teach seminars, and that's it, basically. And compete and teach seminars is enough. And you don't have no problem getting seminars, right?
No.
You're booked to the end of the year.
Yes.
Is there an email that people can email if they want you for a seminar?
hingerbjj@gmail.com.
There you go. For me, I do less seminars. I think that at a certain point, it's like you do less seminars sometimes for other things.
I enjoy seminars.
I do less seminars because I would rather put that time into like my website. Like if I'm gonna go teach for 3 hours, I'd rather film for 3 hours and teach new stuff that I don't have on my website because it's more profitable for me than seminars in that situation.
Right.
But I still do seminars when I
So
can.
for you, website is the key.
Yeah, my website is my main source. That does really.
You don't have an academy, but you have a website.
I don't have. Yeah, it's basically an academy. It's just an online academy.
It's an online academy.
Yeah, with my students.
How many students do you have?
I can't discuss that.
Oh,
It's top secret because that's information my competitors can use against me in the online battlefield. But it's doing very well. That's keenonline.com. It's a great website. It's great.
Yeah.
And it's not just me. There's a whole team on it. That's why I compliment it, because it's a team of people and they all do really good work, and it's not just me.
I like to work with Grappler's Guide. That's my. That's your competitor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and shout this out real quick. If you want to see my latest Hinger Teen series, I taught it in a no-gi in New York, and it's on Grappler's Guide. And you can use the promo code HingerBJJ to get a discount if you want to sign up and see that.
Yeah. So also instructionals was going to be my next thing.
Yes.
Like DVD instructionals. There's a lot of people that do like deals with people. So they'll produce it, meaning they film it, edit it, distribute it through online means for like a percentage of the profits, anywhere from 30 to 50% usually. So like BJ Fanatics, they do that. I've worked with some people to help produce their instructionals before. So that's a big thing as well. Speaking of instructionals, the Lapel Encyclopedia is having $100 off on June 21st for International Lapel Day. Do you celebrate International Lapel Day, or is it against your religion?
I was going to call you out on that, actually.
Is it against your religion?
I was going to call you out on International
We don't
Lapel
mean to step on anyone's toes, because I know a lot of people are very against the lapel religion, but it is a thing, and we have an International Day.
Yesterday.
It's the 21st. It's coming up. Today's the 19th.
In 2 days, International Lapel Day?
Yeah, internationally. It's celebrated by all lapel users everywhere.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to play lapel guard on that day, and then also pay tribute to me, the lapel lord, through Instagram.
Do you think your Lapel Encyclopedia is a bit blasphemous in its design?
Blasphemous.
Yeah.
I portray Adam in the famous image.
The first man.
Yes.
And you're touching.
And God is handing me the lapel.
And you and God are going to touch fingers.
He's handing me his lapel. I touch his lapel.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. And so I think that actually pays homage to religion, saying that I understand that maybe that if there is a God figure, he passed the knowledge to me.
Okay.
Through divine means.
Are you religious?
No.
Are you agnostic? Do you have any belief in higher powers?
I'm open to anything, but I don't.
Open-minded?
I'm open-minded. Yeah.
I like the open-minded idea too. I think it's arrogant of humans to think that they know everything. I think it's arrogant to think that we have the universe figured out, that we have everything figured out.
Oh yeah, the universe is in this book here.
I think we're all just really, you
want to know anything about anything? Here's this book. Yeah. Go ahead and just read this. It's got it all for you.
No, I think we're just really smart monkeys. You know, I don't think we know shit about shit.
Yeah, the correct terminology is not knowing shit about fuck. Is actually how it's said.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm open-minded to anything. I think all religions have their benefits, and I think it's good for people to feel secure in their life. I think it's an insecurity thing mostly. Like they want to be secure. Like what happens? Yeah, I think a lot of people need that to hang on to, and I think it's totally fine. And but the problem is a lot of times it does hurt people, but it shouldn't, historically at least.
Well, anyone can use anything. Anyone can twist any idea to hurt someone else.
Right. So people I think it's people that are the problem, not the actual institutions.
Yeah, of course.
It's the institutions.
You can wage war on the grounds of any idea. If you can manipulate any idea you want.
Should we take some Reddit questions?
No.
Why not? Are you done? You got to go somewhere?
Okay, waiting on your Reddit questions.
Let me see if I can find the post.
So anyways, guys, if you want to check out the new Hinger Teen series, I think there's about 30 techniques. It's on Grappler's Guide. Use HingerBJJ as a promo code. Thank you very much for that. Shout out to Jason Scully. He's pretty much would you admit that Jason is kind of the king of online jiu-jitsu?
No.
Bro, his website is huge.
Okay, that doesn't matter though.
But
Huge is what?
He's got like 7,000 videos or something.
Okay, but quantity is nothing.
And he's been around
Over
the longest,
quality.
I think. Oh, I'm not debating quality. I'm not debating quality.
Okay, so what? So you're saying he has the most videos? But what is that?
I'm
How
just
does
saying,
that make you the king?
I think he's been around the longest, and it has the most videos, and I would assume the most members. Are you getting upset by
No,
my comments? Why are you
I'm
making
not.
that? Why are you sweating?
It's hot in here. The fireplace is on. I'm not sweating. No, I don't think he's the king.
Okay. Who's the king?
I'm gonna have to say that there's
Go
no
ahead.
king.
King
is dead.
I did not expect that from you.
The
I
king-
expected some really cheesy self-promotion.
The king is dead.
Let's go, bro. Get on that.
I actually just started scrolling Reddit, like, just for fun. I just forgot what I was looking for. I mean, we don't have to get into that for now. I think we covered a lot today. But what we could do is prime ourselves for next time.
No, wait. What do we got for time?
An hour and 16 minutes?
No, we got 15 more minutes.
Okay, but I was just gonna say, if the viewers today, we didn't do any like YouTubing this time. We just talked the whole time. So we'll be able to see if people enjoyed that more, or if they liked when we were like sort of talking about matches and fights. And next time we can mix it up a little more of the two rather than just talking the whole time. And if you have any questions or topics that you would like us to discuss, leave it in the comments, and the most upvoted ones we'll get to on YouTube
Yeah.
next time.
I got a question.
Okay.
This was something that was this is completely a new topic.
Yeah.
Do you remember that really condescending interview that Danaher did with Joe Rogan?
I remember the interview.
And remember he asked Joe about the 4 pillars of jiu-jitsu
Okay.
or something like this.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
You didn't watch it?
Yeah.
I just watched this segment. But I was curious, he went through these pillars of jiu-jitsu.
What are the 4 pillars?
I don't even remember. Because I thought it was so stupid. But I was wondering, what is this based off of? Like, what textbook is he, drawing
I think,
from?
well, jiu-jitsu...
If it's his opinion, it's his opinion. I'm okay with that. But
Yeah.
But he was correcting Joe, right? As if he knew...
Oh, like Joe should know already?
Right. Well, he was correct. Joe was giving answers, and Danaher was correcting him. And I was trying to understand where Danaher
Right.
where he's drawing his information.
Because he was speaking as if it was common knowledge.
Factual.
Right.
As if it was factual from a textbook. And that's what I was unclear about. Because you understand why jiu-jitsu is a martial art. It's an art, right?
Yeah.
And all art is subjective. You cannot tell someone they're doing their art wrong.
Yeah.
Right? You can take your clay, mold it however the fuck you want, and I cannot tell you that you're doing it wrong. It's your art.
Yeah.
You're expressing yourself.
Yeah,
and
if it works for you, it works for you.
Right, and that's why jiu-jitsu is a martial art. It's
Yeah.
an art. There is no right or wrong, right? There are opinions.
There's only things that work well or not work
There are
well.
techniques
and
that you
depending
can-
on who it is, that can change.
Right, there are techniques that you can pass along to people. Just like in painting, there are painting techniques. You teach someone how to stroke the brush and how to use the canvas and the paint and blah, blah, blah. But you cannot tell them that once they've created some painting that it's wrong, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't understand how he was constantly correcting Joe when Joe would give his opinion and he was saying no.
Maybe over the many years that John has been teaching, he's developed these ideas and systems and pillars in this situation as a way to like put his opinions into digestible content for his students. And so he's been referencing the pillars for years, whatever they may be, and that's just his way of getting a concept across and referring it to it as the pillars, kind of like I refer to things as the layers of like
Right.
layers of guard.
Right.
Like that's not in a textbook, it's something I
Right,
came
it's
up
your
with.
opinion.
Yeah, but it's like I would say it's a concept that hasn't been articulated before, and it would be nice if everyone referred to it like that because it's just a common thing that people don't talk about. So yeah, you could call the layers of guard in the jiu-jitsu textbook. It's right after the chapter where we talk about the pillars of guard.
But even textbooks are not considered factual, I guess. Like they have an author, right? And the authors are usually credible people, like scholars.
Right.
You are a credible source of jiu-jitsu. Danaher, of course, is a credible source of jiu-jitsu. I just felt that I felt that the way that he was correcting Joe on this is correct or this is not correct, I feel like I didn't understand that because
Well, I know that some people don't like
it's all opinion based.
a lot of people who have worked with, like I know John really likes to teach the more educated echelon of jiu-jitsu. Like he likes to teach people who already know what's going on.
Right.
Like, he has the most fun. From what I've seen, this is my opinion, what I've seen, it seems like he likes to teach the people who already have a good grasp on jiu-jitsu, and then he's really good at, like, sharpening things or, like, teaching them very advanced techniques. Or, like, very advanced concepts or advanced ideas that can apply to them, or fundamental ideas that he feels are overlooked by a lot of things, and he's really good at filling those holes, but he doesn't really like to have to teach, like, from ground zero. Like, you don't know anything. We got to start somewhere. I'll teach you. So I think maybe it comes from that, like, comes from him probably having a formula or system that he likes to make sure all of his high-level guys know and understand, and the 4 pillars is probably there, and he just taught it as if he would taught it.
How the fuck is Joe Rogan supposed to
Right, but he's probably just teaching it in the same sense as if he's talking to his 4 dudes while he cuts the paper with a knife.
Yeah, but he was quizzing him like as if he should have known. Like, oh, you're a black belt? You should know this. That's literally that. I mean, it's been a while.
That's hilarious. I bet he was probably fucking with him.
I would appreciate it.
That's what I think.
I can appreciate that.
I think that's what was happening because John actually does have a pretty funny sense of humor, and a lot of it is like a deadpan thing like that. And okay. I kind of like, I didn't watch the whole interview, but from the scenes that I saw, it did kind of seem like he was kind of messing with Joe, like even from the beginning when he was like, "Oh, you're a 10th planet black belt." So he said something about like being a 10th planet black belt, not having.
I mean, I can appreciate someone trolling.
I think he was just trolling him, honestly.
Okay. I was just curious. Do you know what the 4 pillars are?
I have no idea.
Me either.
Because I think it is a personal philosophy that he has that he probably doesn't share with everyone.
Got it.
But I'm sure it's like a concept that a lot of people would be familiar with once he explains using those words as associated with that concept. Right?
All right.
Or maybe was he talking about the 4 pillars of jiu-jitsu, like talking about his whole like the leverage? Like he's like, you have a wedge, you have a lever, you have a fulcrum. Maybe those were the 4 pillars he was talking about? I don't know.
I don't think so, no. But it's all right. It's been a while since I watched it. I was pondering that because, you know.
Yeah, who knows, man.
I like to preach about how jiu-jitsu is not right or wrong ever. It's just there are things that are effective. There are things that are not effective.
I had some people get mad at me the other day on Reddit as well because that's where I do most of my interneting.
People get mad on Reddit a lot, huh?
Yeah, it's like, well, forum, just any sort of forum. It's a public forum.
Yeah.
Like, people get to voice their opinions. That's what it's for. And if your opinion is unpopular, it gets downvoted. If it's popular, it gets upvoted. It doesn't necessarily mean it's right or wrong, but it's just like the more popular opinions float to the top and vice versa. But people were mad at me for saying that. Someone said, have you heard of...
Look, I'm looking at there at the forum on the screen, and the general discussion topic is, I hope this black belt has his black belt fed to him through his ass. This is why I don't go on public forums.
Well, maybe he did something rude. Like, he probably did something mean to this white belt.
I hope this black belt has his black belt fed to him through his ass.
Wow, what an asshole. I'd leave my gym and I'd never return.
Oh, did he just keep hurting the guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Get him stuck there. He did the...
Yeah. The kid's trapped, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he is an asshole, I guess.
Yeah, that's clearly assault.
That's
why they have you sign a waiver. Okay, see, so this was downvoted. Obviously, that's an unpopular opinion.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, I mean that this is there are some like lame.
I'm not hating on Reddit. I don't hate it. I like jiu-jitsu to have community.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's good for the sport. It's good for everything. It's good for people to connect through something that they love. I'm not trying to say anything bad about that. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot going on.
Are you insecure about people voicing their opinion about you in a negative light?
No, it happens all the time. I'm pretty accustomed to it. Yeah.
But you just don't like to see it.
I have pretty strong opinions. Well, what am I going to do? You can't change anyone's opinion. Like, I'm not going to go in there and argue.
You can downvote it.
You got on there and you argued with that guy that talked shit about you.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that many times, and it literally goes nowhere. You never win. It's just...
I won.
It's a time suck.
Oh, no, I won that one. There's a very clear winner, and everyone agreed.
It's a time suck, and it's an energy suck, and I think I have better things to do with my time than argue with people online.
Like what? What are you doing, man?
Tell me about your team.
What? You don't want to tell me about what you're doing when you're not arguing on the internet?
I'm jacking weight, getting swole at the gym or something. Yeah, I'm doing something. I'm writing. I know I write a lot.
So I argue with them on the internet at the gym in between sets. So.
Did you notice? You probably didn't notice because you don't read my posts, but I made a couple posts this week, and everyone commented that it's too long for Keenan.
Yeah, I did see that. No, there's actually an account that's Cliff Notes Hinger BJJ, and it's just your entire account reposted, but with the Cliff Notes versions of your posts, and so I just follow that one
If that
instead.
existed, it would make me super happy.
It's the abridged Hinger.
Yeah.
The abridged Hinger version, which I follow instead.
I find that when I write really short posts, people don't like it.
Interesting. And I think you just cultivated a following of people who enjoy your
long-winded. They're not long-winded. They're normal.
They're
Yours
not
are
normal.
just excessively short.
No, I think most people don't write a
the
third
truth
of what
is,
you write.
I want everyone
There's
to
nothing
know.
wrong with it.
I know. Of course not.
Yeah.
I agree. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why I do it.
It's just too long.
I write from the heart.
That's
and
good.
Sometimes my heart has a lot to say.
Yeah, you're yeah.
But
yeah.
here's what
lot to
let
say.
me explain to you what happened to my mindset when I write now.
Can we talk about my team instead? I'm done talking about it.
Wait, no, just real quick. When I'm writing my post now, I'm thinking about you hating on the fact that it's too long.
So you're trying to like condense it in any way?
I don't condense it.
Oh.
In fact, I do the opposite. I think, well, Keenan doesn't like my long posts. I'm gonna make this extra fucking long.
I see. Really
now,
get it
but
all
then
out.
now it really is because they are becoming too long.
Would it make you uncomfortable if there was a analytic within Instagram's little analytic buttons where it showed how many people actually read your post versus just liked it and then didn't read it?
That would be really interesting.
And what if it was like an extraordinarily high number, like 95% of the people don't actually read your post? Because I think that's actually what happens.
No,
and
I clearly see a difference in
okay, the average Instagram pace of scrolling is like, you scroll, you're like, okay.
How the fuck would
okay.
you know how everyone in the world scrolls
okay.
through Instagram?
Because, okay, I know for a fact, because I study internet marketing, I know how...
You know how quickly all humans scroll.
No, I'm not finished. Okay. I'm not talking about scrolling anymore. I'm talking about it is very difficult when you're dealing with the internet to get people to press more buttons on your stuff. So if you have a multiple page, like if you have to say buy now, and then it's like they have to go to fill out a form, and then it's like complete order, and it's like they're like again, and then it's another page, and it's like, click these terms and conditions. It's like every time that you go deeper into like a process, it's harder and harder to get people to stay there, and you lose more and more people because of distractions, whatever.
Short attention span.
So just the fact that your posts have a see more button, where it's just like you start off with your thesis statement of each post, and then you click, and then for them to continue reading, continuing to read it, they have to press see more. Just the fact that they have to press see more probably cuts your viewership of the actual post at least by 30%.
So you're saying I have to keep you're saying it's ideal to keep an Instagram post within 2 lines
if you can get the point across.
2 lines of text?
I'm saying if you want people to read
that's what it shows. 2 lines of text, and then it goes to see more.
Well, I mean, maybe if your hook's really good, you can get more people. But I think if you're trying to get your point across, you should put it in a form, verbal form on your story.
Explain this to me then. Why do I get hundreds of messages from people telling me to write a book? Because books are pretty long.
Sound like book nerds to me.
Books are pretty long.
Yeah.
And that seems to be what people think
if you recall,
I should do.
I told you to write a book like 2 weeks ago.
It's going to be a lot longer than my Instagram post.
Yeah, and I think that's great because guess what? It's in book format, not Instagram, which is an image platform. Why don't you take your posts over to wherever they write blogs? Why don't you take them to a blog or something?
Oh, that's what Instagram is. It's a blog site, right? It's a blog.
Why don't
everyone's blog is Instagram.
Is there a character limit? I'm sure you hit that character limit a few times. What's the character limit?
I don't know, but it's pretty long.
So at least they put a cap on something. Otherwise, we'd be here all day.
Yeah, there's a cap.
There's a cap.
I've hit it a few times, and I had to go delete a few.
No, it's funny because they're obviously not that long. It's like 3 paragraphs tops.
You can read it it less than 5 minutes.
I'm just messing with you, dude. It's not a big deal. But
I think you're making me insecure, bro.
We've exposed a lot of your insecurities. I think we made a lot of progress today, Josh.
This has been a
I'll be sending the copy of the tape to your psychiatrist. We're in contact. We discuss your mental state often, and I think you're making great progress.
So are we gonna try to do episodes weekly or bi-weekly?
Usually schedules are really good. I'm not good with schedules.
I know.
That's the difference between me and schedules.
You hate structure and authority.
Yeah, but I can. I mean, if I'm in town, I could gladly do it, and I would be happy to attend to your. I mean, you're going to do your own thing in your own space too. I assume.
So that's why
those will not be hosted on my YouTube channel because I was not there for them.
So just so everyone knows, I'm trying to upload. I started a podcast account with Buzzsprout, and I will be uploading episodes to Buzzsprout.
Shouldn't you use like iTunes or something? You should figure that out.
iTunes also. I would like to go to Spotify
Yeah, you should figure out the platforms and get them uploaded.
Spotify is good because...
If not, I can do that too, which I'll figure out soon.
Well, iTunes is specific to iPhones, though, right? Can Android users access iTunes?
I don't think so.
Right. So Spotify is better.
Yeah, so you put it on both, probably. Or
So sometimes you will be with me and sometimes no?
I mean, if you want, I'd be happy to be on all of these because I feel like this is my podcast too in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you are my co-host.
We're hosts of the same podcast.
It's my podcast.
Does that make you a co-host too?
Yeah, yes.
You're a co-host, not a co-host.
We are co-hosts, but I'm the owner.
How is that possible?
Because it was my idea.
You did not invent the idea of podcasts.
This podcast is my idea, and the name belongs to me.
This podcast, this half of the podcast, from here over, this line right here is my podcast, and I own the rights to this side of the podcast. I just want to make that clear.
I just would
anything you do on your side, you can do whatever you want with, and I'll send you the clipped file with your image on that side, and I will use my image, unless you would like to agree that this, when we film this together, it is our podcast, and whatever you do on your own can be Matburn, and this one is called something different. This one's called the Janky Podcast.
I did appreciate that word.
Yeah.
She said.
This is the Janky Jitsu Podcast.
It's janky, but it's good. Yeah. I appreciated that. I'm okay with janky, but no, this is the Matburn Podcast, episode 2. Just want to let you guys know that we're accepting sponsorships.
That's
so
true.
Shoot me an email, hingerbjj@gmail.com, or message me on Instagram.
And CC me in on it so he doesn't try and keep any money off the top
CC
for
Keenan
me.
also.
CC me in on that. But, yeah, that was the other thing. Now that we're a legit podcast, as you can see, we fixed the background, we fixed the audio, hopefully, and everything's working as intended. Yeah, we can bring these to you more often, and I would like to involve the community even more with maybe even a live chat eventually, because I know how to stream these things.
I like live chats.
We could stream it and just have the live chat there for people who want to ask questions or give their input, and we can address those.
I've already sent messages to Shanji Hibero and Robert Drysdale, both of whom will be happy to be guests on the show.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
Your show or my show? Because I don't think you're going to be able to set up the microphones on your show even.
It's called Mauer Show. It's my
Mauer.
and our.
Gotcha.
Mauer Show.
Yeah.
Would you like to say any closing messages to our friends? Spread some positivity.
No, I just want to remind everyone that I know the Lapel Encyclopedia.
Please speak into the microphone.
Yeah, I know
That's
that.
why I'm the host.
Thank you. The Lapel Encyclopedia is going on sale on June 21st. You can find that at lapelguard.com. It is International Lapel Day. So if you have been interested in learning the lapel system and maybe have been holding off until there was a sale, this is the first sale, and there won't be another one probably until Black Friday. It's $100 off, so it is only you can find the information on the website lapelguard.com. And don't forget to follow me and Josh on social media. My social media is at Keenan Cornelius. You can't miss me. I'm the only person with that name. And then Josh's is Hinger BJJ, at Hinger BJJ.
I just want to say I'm happy that you pronounced my name correctly, because one time you told everyone that it's Hinger, like injure.
Yeah, and it sticks.
And it's not. And people still think that.
Phonetically, if you look at it, that's what it looks like.
It's singer with an H. It's Hinger, like singer. So phonetically, no. Phonetically doesn't even reference the way that it's spelled.
You know, you're right, but it honestly doesn't matter because I said it and people agreed with it. So
guys, be aware of misinformation on the internet.
It's a huge problem.
It's a huge problem.
Misinformation is huge.
It's
in
huge.
jiu-jitsu as well. And I am guilty of misinforming people of your name. But I am also unapologetic.
At least you owned it. I respect that.
Thank you. That will be all for us, right?
Guys, stay positive. Train hard. Don't be a bitch. Choose tough rounds in the training room. Don't be afraid to get submitted.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what does it even matter, right? I mean, if you're agnostic or otherwise, you don't know what's any of this is even like. Is this even for anything? Why are we even here? You know. So don't even stress about
Elon Musk.
Don't even stress about your training performances. Just try and enjoy the process and enjoy the people. And remember that we do this for the culture, and we decide the culture. We all like jiu-jitsu culture. That's why we train. So don't make that culture suck with sucky attitudes, because the culture that we all love is a culmination of all of your training, basically, and how you act on the training mats generates the culture. So conduct yourselves in a way that would attract more people to jiu-jitsu and not less people.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Wanna
Thanks,
go out
everyone.
on that. Yeah.
Have a good night. Goodbye.
Later.